Hello everybody, welcome back to class number 2 of the Zip and Grip class for December's Thursday classes of 2023. So for homework, we should have already interfaced all of our cotton pieces if you've had that, have everything cut out, as well as interfaced your deckable light onto your side pieces and your deckable heavy onto your bottom piece. Just a reminder, this class is pre-recorded. Classes get pre-recorded in December's and July to give myself a little bit of a holidays. I only work half days those 2 months. So thank you everybody who has held on and is taking this class even though it isn't live. Anyways, on that note, if you are here and you're watching this at any time, please do leave a comment down below so I know that you are here and I can check you off the lists, and also let me know if you will be making this one. Anyways, how about we get going and start making this amazing little zip and grip. Okay, so we are going to start with page 6, handles and handle connectors. I gotta adjust my camera. Please do let me know if the sound is better, if the video is better. I've done a few changes with audio and with the camera, so please let me know if they are good. So first off, we are going to start with our connector pieces. Now when we cut this out, we already did our center lines down the middle. I'm going to take my double-sided tape down those middle lines. You can definitely use clips, just know the sensitivities of your machine, whether it likes the tape or not. You know your machine. Sounds like I have a phone message. We'll look at that later. And then we're going to take these and we're going to fold those long edges into that center line. Now with these ones, usually you would think that we would be going in and top stitching these along the folded edges. We're not going to do that with these connectors. What we're going to do is we're going to go in with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance down each side of this folded sides of these. So we'll set those aside for now. So again, we'll be top stitching those with a 1/4 of an inch. I actually might do a 3/8 of an inch because it's my preference for that decorative stitching, but 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch is what's in the pattern. We're also going to, at the same time, take our handle piece. Once again, we have that center line drawn down the center. Fold those long edges into the center. If you're using cotton pieces, make sure you fold these sides in by about a 1/4 of an inch or so as well, as this side is raw. Coco's talking upstairs. Okay. And then we're going to fold it in upon itself one more time. Wrong sides together. Now this one, I'm going to, oops, that one's broken. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to top stitch this as per usual with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Down this side and down the other side. Okay. So the connectors with a 1/4 of an inch or a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, depending on your preference. Make sure your tension's good, and mine is. Loosen my tension just a smidgen. And then down the other side with the 3/8 or a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. It's better. Okay. And then our handle. Tension's good there. Tension. It's good. Okay, so right off the hop, I've made a mistake. I don't know why I cut two of these. We only need one because it is going to be cut into two. So we would have done one. Sorry about that. I'm going to choose the one I like the most. Who I like the most? This one. So you're going to take one of those connectors. You're going to fold it in half, wrong sides together, and cut it into two pieces. So I must have cut two thinking it was two connector pieces rather than one piece making a connector piece. So, you know me, I keep my mistakes in. So this is our handle here. What we want to do, so we want to take a marking pen that's erasable, and we want to measure in from each short edge 1 1/4 inches. And draw a line. Same with on the other side. And draw a line. I'm going to take some little pieces of double-sided tape. You can decide if you want to do this. You could also use clips. Place it on the wrong side of the short ends. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our rectangular rings. So all my hardware is from Sew Yours. She sent me a hardware kit for this class, which was nice. And you're going to fold it wrong sides together right at that line we just drew, and stick it or clip it in place like so. Same with the other side. Fold it over, stick it in place like so. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to rivet these in place. So you can rivet or you can sew them in place. I'm going to rivet them in place. I'm going to place a rivet right about there. I'm just going to eyeball it. Where is my hole punch? There it is. I think she even gave me rivets. She did. So nice. Thank you so much, Melissa. So all of the hardware I'm using in this one is from Sew Yours. Let's get through. As is most of the vinyl. This vinyl here is the Kanakaloon Black vinyl from Galaxy Customs, but everything else is from, the other vinyl is from Sew Yours. This one and two. Okay, I just see some stray threads there, so I'm just going to burn them so they don't go any further. Okay, and now we're going to take our connector pieces. So on the wrong side of the connectors, we want to find the halfway mark. I'm just going to eyeball it using my grid board here. Draw a line at the halfway mark on the wrong side. Take a little bit of double-sided tape. Place it on kind of like that on the line. Okay, what we're going to do, so we have our handle right side up, and this is my connectors right side up. Okay, so we're going to take this connector, take off the paper. So right side up here, you're going to put it up and into the rectangular ring. You're going to fold over one side and bring the small edge to that line that we just drew. and then bring up the other edge to meet it like so. So it looks like that. And then put another little piece of double-sided tape because this is going to help us put it on the exterior piece and hold it in place when we go to sew this in place. So just on the wrong side like that. Do the same with the opposite side. Bring those short ends to that side. Just like that. Oops, I did it the wrong way. Let's see what I did. I did it upside down. Easy fix. Still doing it upside down. This way, Brandy. There we go. All fixed. So that is our handle panel. We can kind of put that aside for now. So that takes us to the end of page 7. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my next pieces, which is my side panels. Okay, so this one takes a little bit of thinking for me because I tried to fussy cut this the best that I could. So I'm just laying my pieces out. Along this curvy side is where the zipper is going to be, and this is the bottom. So I know I got my feathers all going the right way for fussy cutting. This is going to be like the front, and then this is going to be like the top where the handle is, and then the back will be on there. So I know this is the piece going this direction that I'm going to have to mark my handle on. So hope that makes sense. That's if you're fussy cutting. If you're not fussy cutting, don't worry about it. Okay, so once I've got that figured, which is going to be the piece that has my handle on it, I've already gone ahead. We have placement of where we want to put our strap connectors. I just cut 1-inch slots in there so I can lay this out. Nice and centered. Take my erasable pen and just draw those placements. And hope that I'm thinking right. Okay. So once we have, you can see I've marked my placements. Then we're going to take our handle assembly here. We're going to work with one side first. I'm going to take the paper off my tape. And I'm going to put the right where my connector right here joins my ring. That's what I'm going to line up with that line like so. I'm not going to worry about doing the other side just yet because once we get this sewn in place, we will just move this up at the machine and move this up, and that is going to create our handle look. So now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put my left zipper foot on, and I'm going to stitch this in place as close to my hardware as I can and back down to put that in place, and do the same with the opposite side. Okay. So again, I'm going to change into my left zipper foot because that allows me to get really close to the hardware, as well as I'm going to make sure I have a piece of scrap vinyl to use to protect my hardware and my vinyl when I'm doing that pivot right by the hardware. You'll see what I mean. A bit. Should put some scrap vinyl in here. Sure, that'll work. Okay. No, I put on my wrong one. This is my right zipper foot. I want to put on my left zipper foot. Staying nice and straight. nice and close to that hardware. You can see how good that zipper fit gets right up against that hardware. And this is where you have the walking foot machine. You definitely need a piece of scrap vinyl to put behind your walking foot like so, to not eat up your vinyl right where that is, or a hump jumper would probably do the same thing. Perfect. Guess I could have pulled my threads along there as well and not backstitched and tied them off in the back, but I'm happy with this. Okay, now we're going to do the same with this opposite side. I'll show you which camera shows this better, right here. So we have our line there, and we're going to bring that connector up to that line, which is going to make our handle do this loop-de-loop thing. And then we're going to sew that in place. Nice and close to that hardware. Protect my hardware and vinyl with my scrap. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And now I'm going to add more rivets kind of right in the middle of those connectors. I'm also going to add some scraps of Duckable Heavy behind the connectors just for some extra security. Rivets. Going to burn my thread ends. And there's the top exterior all done. So that takes us to the top of page 9. Now, if you were going to be doing the lining zipper pocket and the lining slip pocket, this is where you would install it now on your lining panels. I am not doing those, so I will not be showing those in this class. So if you're doing that, just make sure you follow along with page 9 for those instructions. Okay, so now we're working on the divider zipper pocket. So I've already got my zipper pull and stuff, again, from Sew Yours here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the ones that are the, just trying to figure out which way these go. This way, again, fussy cutting stuff. I'm going to put it right sides together with the zipper tape. So that's the exterior piece. Same with the other one. Got to make sure my feathers are going the same direction. This way. Right sides together. And then we're going to take the lining piece ones and we're going to put it right side down on the back of the zipper. So my zipper is wrong side up and my zipper tab is right side down. So it's pretty much bringing our exterior and our lining zipper tabs right sides together, sandwiching the zipper tape, and added it to the clips. Same with the other side. Then we're going to take these to the machine. Oops, let's make that evener. I'm going to sew those with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and then we're going to fold these out wrong sides together and top stitch through that seam. I can take this zipper foot off and put on my regular foot. Coco says hi. Riley's yelling at her. Okay, and 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I like to go over the zipper teeth twice. That's one side done. Okay, and then while we're at the machine, we're going to put this into a top stitch length, and we're going to bring those wrong sides together, pulling them nice and tight, and top stitching through the exterior. Oh my gosh. Mayhem. Riley's leaving for work, and Coco really wants to go with him, I think. That's why she's talking. She's just headed out the door. There we go. So we've done that with both sides. We can go back to the table. Okay, so this is what we got. If it's uneven, we can trim it up as long as it's the same width as our zipper tape. So I'm just going to even that up. Bye. Bye, Riley. Now he's gone to work. I'm also going to find the center of this by matching up where the connectors join. I'm doing a little mark on the back side with a zipper tape. Zipper tape. I can't talk. Zipper tape. My pen's over here. Just like that. I seem to have lost my split table. I'll figure that out in a moment. Okay, so we're going to take, this is our pocket piece. We're going to find the top center for that. Sorry for the barking dogs. And we're going to put this right sides together. It's going the right way. Guess it doesn't really matter. With my pull closing to the left, hold it in place with some clips, matching up that center. Oh my gosh, dogs are noisy today. And same with the other side. Now you'll see the tabs may be a little bit too long. That's okay. If they are, we can trim that up later. And now we're going to take one of the lining panels right sides together. So you're going to flip it so it's right sides together with the exterior, sandwiching that zipper. Make sure this is lined up nice and centered with that exterior piece and add it into the clips. That, and then she has us sewing this with, so we're going to sew across there with 1/4 inch seam allowance. So 1/4 inch seam allowance. Put your needle down if you need to move your zipper pull. And then carry on. Okay, so this is what we got. Now you could definitely go ahead and press this. I'm going to use some double-sided tape to help as my pressing agent here. You could definitely finger press it as well. This is just my preference. And we want to bring that exterior and that lining wrong sides together. So what the tape does is it lets me press it really nice and tight against that stitching, like so. We're going to do the same with the lining side. Oops, this way. Okay. And then we're going to top stitch through there. So top stitch with 1/8 inch seam allowance. Make sure everything is laying where it needs to be laying. So that's one side of the pouch done. Now we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing with the opposite side. We want to make sure that they line up nicely with our exterior. We are going to trim this up a little bit after we've got everything done. Make sure line up good. So I'm lining up my exterior with my exterior along the unsewn side of the zipper tape. And we're going to take the lining side, put it right sides together with the other lining, and add it to the clips. Now at the machine, I'm going to top stitch and everything all at the same time rather than coming back to the table. It's exactly like we did before. Alrighty. So 1/4 inch through the zipper tape. You put your zipper foot on here as well, but because we're doing 1/4 inch, my tape is more, it has more than enough room. Everything is staying where it should. Okay, and then I have my tape right here. I'm going to press my seams the opposite direction, wrong sides together, my exterior, my lining. There we go. Nice and tight. Good, and top stitch. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. And now we can trim off the excess zipper ends. So square it off nice and straight. Perfect. Okay, so now you want to make sure your zipper is open at this point. And we are going to bring our exteriors together.
Hey Brandy,
Whoopsies.
you've got a text message.
Silence that. Now you want to push the tabs towards the lining side, okay? This way, when you bring it together, see how it's going towards the lining? You're going to match up. Is that what she wants me to do? No, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So we're actually not going to be sewing these sides. What we want to do is bring the exteriors together, and just along this bottom edge, we're going to clip. It's a little different than a normal pouch that we do, because we are not sewing the sides up just yet. Okay, and then the lining side, we're going to bring the bottoms together as well. Not worrying about the sides. Okay, so on the exterior side, we're going to sew all the way across with the 3/8. On the lining side, we are going to leave a turning hole from about there to there-ish. So that's about 5-ish inches. So we're just going to sew between there and back stitch, and from there to back stitch, and all the way across the bottom of this one. Okay, sewing stitch length 3/8 of an inch across the bottom of the exteriors. And then the lining side, making sure to leave that turning hole. And back stitching well at our lines there. Break your thread and jump over to the other side. I haven't made one of these in so long. Well, I guess since September. Still, it's been a while. Okay. Okay. So we got the opening there. That's what that looks like. Now we want to turn this right side out through the opening. I know it seems weird because the sides are open, but that's the only way you're going to get it through and why we left that zipper pocket open. Turn that through. And the sides are open. So before we get that lining all the way in, we're going to keep it out. We're going to turn that raw edge in from that pocket. Look it all out first. Bring those sides of the lining out so we can get a nice straight edge. Tuck in that raw edge by the 3/8 seam allowance. And then clip in place. And then we will sew that shut with an 1/8 of an inch top stitch. I'm actually going to go all the way across just so I have a nice even line. Not that anybody will really see the bottom, but why not? Okay, so we're going to go and top stitch all the way across that, and that'll close up that turning hole. Okay, so this is what we got. You can go ahead and you can stuff that lining back in. You can work it through the sides if need be. Get in there. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to bring these side seams together, kind of sandwiching those seams. And lining up, see, I got my seam sandwich there, and I'm lining up my lining raw edge and my exterior raw edge. Also lining up where our top stitch is here and our top stitch is there. So we have a nice and straight zipper. And clip that in place. Same with the opposite side. So I'll stay nice and flat. There we go. sure it's all laying nice and flat inside, and it is. And then we're just going to baste these sides together, capturing both the lining and the exteriors with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And baste. Double check that you can see the lining through there so you know you caught it, and I did. Oops. And same with the opposite side. Oops, another one bites the dust. All my quits are dying at the same time. Extras in there. Take care of that. All right. Okay, so this is what we should have. We should have a pocket that is all sealed up on the inside, which it is. And you can go ahead and set that aside for now. Next, we want to grab our wing pieces. So those are the ones that look like this. So you should have 2 lining and 2 exterior C wing pieces. What we want to do is we want to take a lining piece and put it right sides together with our exterior pieces. And we're going to clip them together along the tops and the bottoms. Same with the other one. And on top. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to sew the tops and bottoms with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance here and across here on both. Okay. So did I say 1/4 of an inch? Let me double check. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch. One side done. Now we're going to go ahead and do the opposite side, the bottom or the tops or whatever it is. I don't remember which way these go. Just getting away on me a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to take those, and we have these 2 tubes. So we're going to go ahead and turn these tubes right side out. Come on, let's go. Okay, and then we're going to roll those seams between our fingers and clip them in place to prepare them for top stitching. Top 2. If you've done these out of cotton, you can definitely take these to the iron and give them a good press if you wanted. Sure it lays nice and flat. Okay, and I'm also going to put some clips on the sides because we're going to baste the sides. Sure the lining's lying flat too, and adjust if needed. There we go. Right over here, perfect, nice and flat. Important to have them lying nice and flat on both sides. This one's good. Okay, and then we're going to top stitch across, baste the side, top stitch the bottom, and baste this side on both of them. Oops. Oh, I almost dumped that whole bowl of clips on the floor. That would have been bad. Okay. So baste with 1/8 of an inch. Not baste, sorry. I'm top stitching along this side here. Pivoting and basting up the side. space across the other folded edge. Catching all layers. Go in with the other side. Coco's a spy. Okay, so that's what those look like. You can put those aside. Now the last piece we really need to prepare before we can start everything else. This is kind of jumping ahead, but I like to do this now. So we're looking at page 17. What we're going to do is we're going to take our base exterior, so that's the one with the deckable heavy outside of the seam allowances, and our lining piece. We want to find our 4 centers. Oh, we can do that later. We're going to lay these on top of each other, wrong sides together. Flip them around, and then we are going to base them. So this is the bottom of our zipping grip. You're seeing it's not quite, my lining's a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to trim it up. So again, these are wrong sides together. I'm just trimming up my lining so it matches my exterior perfect. Oh my gosh, cocoa beans. Okay, and then we're going to take this to the machine and we are going to base these together with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around. All right, so that's what that looks like all done. Now we want to find our centers of all 4 sides. So fold it in half. Do your little snips. And this will just save us a little time during final assembly. Okay. So today what we did, we got our bottoms done. We got our pocket done. We got our wings done. What else did we get done? And we got our handle done. So that is actually where we are going to call it for today. Let me put this up to my face. Because the next steps of putting this together, now that we have all of the pieces, is a little intense. It's not hard. It's just a really different construction. And I think it's really good that we have all of the parts ready to go. And then we can start fresh next class. So work on getting all of this done. Next class, we will be doing these zipper panels. And then we'll be attaching all of the pieces together and then binding it. So yay. So we will save that for next time so we can start fresh and we can, it's really good. This is the part where it's really good to take a little bit of a break before you jump into this next step. It goes together magically. There's one tough part, but my friend Nicole did give, she came up with a little bit of a trick to make it a little bit easier, and we are going to try that in this class. I did it once with the last one I made for a customer order, and it did make it a lot easier. So we will be doing something slightly different. Not really different, just an extra step that just really helps get that zipper to go where it needs to go. So yes, if you followed along with this and you were with me the whole time, you do not have any homework. Actually, maybe there is one homework. Does she have the thing on here? If you're going to be putting a nameplate on, install your nameplate. I install mine right about, like this is the bottom here. Install it right around the bottom where you would like it to be. So only homework is install your nameplate or handmade tag on the front. This is a side panel, but this one is the one that's on top, and this is the one that will be in the front, which is where I would put mine. Unless you decide you want to put it on the back, then you got to do some math and figure out where to go. It's easiest to put it on the front one. So you can put it wherever you like. Keep in mind, this is going to be a zipper all along this top part. Yeah, it's going to come together really nice. You will see. Anyways. Anything else? Anything else? I think that is everything. If you need any help with this, please do feel free to reach out to me, and we will definitely have this one done next class. So this will be a 2.5, 3 class type of bag. Anyways, until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Bye.